we in tune?
I think so.
Yes.
Well, Elizabeth and I have worked up some tunes that we think will help you learn the basics of guitar playing. As we go along, we'll show you a dozen or so chords that it will take to play along with us on these tunes. We might throw in a melody like or maybe a finger-picking tune like and maybe a surprise like So get your guitars and get your book and collect all your thoughts and join us. But first we got to get in tune. And we do that by playing a tune called In Tunisia. And it will help us to tune each individual string. Like the E string, let's hear an E, Elizabeth. That's the high E. Sounds about right. A little off a little, we'll correct that. And a B, well, great. So let's play the tune and we'll all get in tune. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
When the
Now let's learn some chords, and we'll start with the C chord. Got it well, Elizabeth? Sure. C is not very good without the G chord. You need that too, the G7th chord. With those two chords, you can play a lot of songs. Things like, son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. If that's not your key, maybe a G would do. That is a G chord, I do believe. Of course, you need the D7th with that. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. And if possibly that's not your key, here's a D chord. And to go with it, here's an A. You'll need that. A7th. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the
bayou.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And surely, if that's not your key, we'll find another one. Maybe A. That's a great key. That is an A, I do believe. And of course, you need E7th with it to do this tune. And E7th is made like that. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Let's do the tune. 1, 2, 3. Son of a gun, we'll have big fun on the bayou. Now, when we do an old two-chord tune like Jambalaya, we use two chords, a G and a D. That's a 1 and a 5. And of course, you get the 5 chord because you count it from the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you are. There is a 5 chord, back to a 1 chord. But sometimes you need more than 2 chords to play a tune. You may need 3. On top of old 4 chord, all covered with 1, I lost my true 5 chord by chording to 1. We might want to do it in D though, and if we did, well, it would be what? It would be
on top of old 4 chord.
Great.
All covered with 1, back to D. I lost my true 5 chord by chording to 1.
And if we're in the key of A, I want to see a beautiful A chord there, Elizabeth. There it is. 1 chord to a 4 chord. Oh yes. And then to a 5 chord, which would be E7th. And then back to a 1 chord. Now let's do On Top of Old Smoky. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
On top of Old Smoky, all covered with snow, I lost my true lover by courting too slow. 4 courting's a pleasure, and parting is grief. But a false-hearted lover is worse than a thief will just wrong you and take what you say. But a false-hearted lover will lead you to the grave. The grave will devour you and turn you to dust. Not a girl in 100 that a poor boy can trust. They'll tell you they love you and tell you more lies than cross ties on a railroad or stars in the sky. On top of Old Smoky, all covered with snow, I lost my true lover by courting too slow.
A 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, one of the true American art forms is the blues. We're going to do a tune now for you. It was written by Chet Atkins and Dr. John Knowles, demonstrating the blues. And we'll start out in the key of E. That's 1, of course, and the first chord is an E7th. There it is. Then we will go to a 4 chord, the A7th. And another chord that I haven't showed you yet, and this is a B 7th chord. Consult your book for the proper fingering, of course. Back to a 1 chord. Oh, that's beautiful. Now we'll have Will demonstrate the first old blues lick that we play in this, the first blues pattern, which goes behind the vocal, which is very important. Show us that, Will.
Okay, the first one for the E is, and then when you go to the A, it's, and then for the 5, which is B.
That's
back
great.
to 1.
Yeah, that's fine. And we, to break the monotony, we have another blues pattern in it, of course. And Queen Elizabeth will now show us that pattern.
All right, Sir Chester. This is the 1, the 4, and the 5. Back to the 1.
Very good. Let's do some blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. I laid down my last dollar, bought myself a new guitar. I laid down my last dollar, bought myself a new guitar. Got big plans for the future, someday I'll be a star.
Been playing about a week now, seems more like 7 days. Been playing about a week now, seems more like 7 days. Won't somebody please tell me, did Van Halen start this way?
I practiced way past midnight, worked my fingers to the bone. I practiced way past midnight, worked my fingers to the bone. My calluses have blisters, my folks have all left home.
She was alone. I met a sweet young woman, I could see she was alone. I said, I can play the guitar. She said, you can walk me home. I played the blues in E, I thought she'd be impressed. I played the blues in E, I thought she'd be impressed. She said, goodbye, please don't call me, you don't want to hear the rest.
Somewhere in this old world, there's a man I'm looking for. Somewhere in this old world, there's a man I'm looking for. He's got to play the blues, maybe own a music store.
Up to now, we've been playing a lot of chords. But you know, all great music comes from scales. And scales would be a good place to start right now. When we think of scales, we think in terms of numbers and letters. Numbers being the fingers of the left hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. The scale we'll play is... I'll get Elizabeth now to show you the fingering we will use.
3, 1, open, 3, 1, open, 2, open, 3, 2, open, 3.
You show off. That was great. And the letters, of course, are the names of the notes we play, like G, a low G, a C, an A, and so on. Now show us the scale that we just played, Will.
G, F, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C.
Great, Will. We're going to do a couple of new chords that you don't know yet, probably. An A minor we will do. Show them the chord there, Elizabeth. All right. An A minor. And then a D minor. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, here's the scale tune. 1, 2, 3, 4. John Denver's Country Roads is one of America's favorite songs. We're going to show you how to play it now, along with a couple of new chords. E minor is the first one we will show you. Nice little chord, requires only 2 fingers. And we'll use an F chord in the song also. There'll be some fancy right hand work in this tune too, and I'll show you how we do that in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and so on. Remember, this may be difficult for you at first, but once you practice and practice and learn something, it becomes easy and a lot of fun. Let's try Country Roads. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. We worked up a great arrangement on yesterday in the key of G, but we found out it was too low, don't you know? Too low for me yesterday, that's too low. So, we can correct that situation with a capo, a clever little device. Elizabeth has one, Will has one, I have one. Hers cost about $1,000, mine about $500, his 20 cents. They all do the same job, one as good as the other. You put it on the 2nd fret, and behold, you're up a tone. You can sing a tone higher, and you can still play the G position, though. Isn't that clever? We use a different arpeggio in this tune also, and I'll show that to you slowly. Well, you watching? Sure you are. And it's like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now here's Paul McCartney's Yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4. An old tune like Greensleeves can be played in many different styles. We try to do that in this arrangement. Elizabeth will start it. Elizabeth? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I'm kind of known for that style of playing, and actually there's nothing to it. You just play a little rhythm with your thumb for 2 or 3 years, and then add melody with your finger, like. A little faster, like. Pretty soon you can play a tune. And you have a lot of fun. Just sit around, entertain yourself. Don't need a band or anything. Play your own rhythm, your own melody. You can pick your vegetables like sour pickles. Pick on your friends like Elizabeth. Will. Y'all got your thumb picks? Let's pick some produce. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, we're coming up on the last tune in the video. I hope you'll have fun playing guitar as you play along with it. We had a lot of fun making it. Remember, there are no shortcuts. You get out of it what you put into it. Practice a lot and you'll love guitar more and more. It'll become a great companion for you. It has for me. I wouldn't be without one at any time. Now let's have some fun with this next tune. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Just how quick could a good picker pick if he was picking just as quick as he could? A pretty good picker picks pretty quick picking, but he could pick quicker if he would. Hot lick, flat picker, hair trigger, finger picker, pick it just as quick as you should. Just how quick could a good picker pick if he was picking just as quick as he could?
Let's do some warm-up exercises. These exercises will develop your left-hand coordination, your finger independence, and your concentration. We'll begin by placing the index finger on the 7th fret. You got that, Will? There it is. And the other fingers on the same string like that. That's it. This exercise is a real knuckle buster, so be careful. I'll play some fills along with the track, and later on maybe you can learn those. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Each move takes 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your right hand is just resting. You're not making any sound. There are 8 groups of moves, 1 for each verse of the tune. The more you watch Will and Elizabeth, the easier it will be for you to move with them. And when you've learned the moves, you can go back and learn my part. In tuning, by and by, you will get so you will remember the little melody that the strings play when they're in tune. There are melodies between the strings, too, like R. That's a pretty one. Here is that in Tunisia lick. I play it with pull-offs, like play one note and pull off two. So slowly it's okay, when you make a C chord, you make it like this. Get a picture of the chord in your mind. Press down, release, go to a G7th. Get a picture of that in your mind. You can make it on your arm. You can rehearse away from the guitar like this. There's a C, and here's a G. C, G. No sound, but it's pretty, isn't it? After you've learned some basic chords like C and G7th, you might want to play an alternate bass line. That would be like this. In G it would be and in D and last in A it would be so on. When you're playing a tune like that blues and you need to go from E7th to B7th, always keep a finger anchored whenever you can. It makes it so much easier. Cuts down your arrows. Notice this finger stays anchored. During that scale tune, you may have been so busy playing scales that you didn't notice what Elizabeth and Will were doing. Well, they were doing this. They played a C, D minor, G7th to C, and so on. Here's how I do that harmonic lick. I place my finger lightly on the strings. Don't push it down, just lightly on the 12th fret. Pluck it. And what comes out is a note that is an octave higher than the original. So you can play some nice arpeggios by playing a pure tone and a harmonic at the same time, like this. You can play some interesting arpeggios by having string pull-offs with the harmonics, like this. Do that, but the way it goes is like this. And faster, like. When I play fills behind a tune like Country Roads, I try to hum some fills to keep from falling back on the old cliche lines. Just hum little fills like that's all now. And it makes it a little different, don't you know? When I'm playing rhythm like that, sometimes I am muting the strings with my hand like that. When you learn this chord, E, you might learn to make it like this. And then you can put your first finger down, make a bar, and you have an F or a G. You can do the same thing with A. You usually play it this way. Play it with these three fingers. Now you put the bar down, you got a B flat, a C, and so on. Just how quick could a good picker pick? You know, when you learn all the licks that we play on the tape, you might want to change the rhythm. And instead of playing an arpeggio like that, you might want to play. Just how quick could a good picker pick these quick and a picker be good? Let me show you how I do that knuckle buster lick. Play the lick and then push the vibrato down a little and you get that effect. But I used a digital delay line which repeats the notes I play, and when I push the switch on it, it sounds like this. When I was a youngster, my dad took a magazine called Etude, a music magazine, and I read in there about a fellow named Blind Tom that could play two tunes at once on the piano. And I learned to do that on the guitar, and I'll play it for you now. I'm going to play Dixie and Yankee Doodle at the same time and also simultaneously. Now, if you like that, I'll get John to put it in a book.